Alright guys, welcome back. So today what I have for you is this Stadia Premier Edition. But before I begin the unboxing, just want to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content just like this one, and it helps the channel grow. This is the Stadia Premier Pro Edition. I've done the Founders Edition unboxing. I'll leave it up there, top right corner, for you to check out, as well as in the description down below. There's a reason why I did return my Founders Edition. It wasn't because I didn't like it. It was because after I purchased my Founders Edition, Google actually gave me a $150 credit for their Play Store, which I could buy apps, movies, memberships, whatever it is. And I didn't want to buy the Pixel phone, so I decided to go and purchase a Premier Edition. So this one actually cost me around 15 extra bucks because that's what the difference was. So let's get started. I'm going to first touch up on what the difference is between this edition and the Founders Edition. Then we're going to unbox it, and I'm going to show you what comes out of the box in this one and answer a couple of questions that some people may have about Stadia, as well as what's needed to play. So let's get started. Let's talk about what's the biggest difference between the Founders Edition and the Premier Edition. The Founders Edition was actually for people who did the pre-order when it was announced back in June. So if you purchased it, what you got was a Founders Edition one. It would say Founders Edition up here, and you got a special purple controller, and you would get a special avatar in your Stadia account. So Premier Edition, a white controller, Premier up there. Let's see what else is different. Premier up here, it says Stadia up here with the logo. On the left over here, what you're going to see is what's inside the box: the Stadia controller, Chromecast, and the specs for the Chromecast and the controller. Now moving on to the back of this, just a saying that one place for all the ways we play, and nothing at the bottom except for your regulation stuff. And let's open this up. Oh, sorry, on the left over here it says pick up and play Stadia controller, as well as a Chromecast Ultra. Now, when I first heard about Stadia and the way it was announced, it was a little bit confusing because you would have to purchase the Founders Edition in order to play, and people were under the impression that you would have to purchase one of these boxes in order to play and use Stadia, which is not correct. All you need is one of these controllers and a Chromecast Ultra. So if you have a Chromecast Ultra, Stadia now works with that Chromecast. Before it wasn't working. So let's unbox this. I got my handy dandy knife over here. All right, let's take this off. 3, 2, 1. Boom. So here is that Google Stadia Premier Edition. A beautiful, nice white controller. I'll go into detail on how it feels and stuff in one quick second. Let's just take everything out of the box. Over here is what you see, the cardboard. Underneath the cardboard, what you're gonna find is your charging cable. And so it's a USB-A to a USB-C cable. Let me just zoom in for you a little bit. So a USB-A to a USB-C cable. I kind of wish that they changed that up to a USB-C to a USB-C, and I think it has to do with the pricing of it. So underneath it is charging brick, a little bit smaller. Let's see what's in here. Okay, it's a 5-watt charging brick. It'll charge your controller. So the good thing about Stadia and these controllers are that they're rechargeable, so I really like that. That's a big plus on Google for including rechargeable controllers. It's kind of a given 2020. So let's see what else is underneath this box. We'll take a look at that. So this is a Chromecast Ultra. You can buy this separately, but if you buy the bundle, it's a little bit cheaper. So Chromecast Ultra right here. And cabling for the Chromecast Ultra. You can connect your Chromecast using a Wi-Fi signal or a wireless setup, but it's always recommended that you do a wired setup as mentioned over here. So they have a Ethernet Cat5 jack available for you to plug in and use. So your basic instructions manual is going to be in here, Stadia controller, and that's pretty much it. So I'm a little bit surprised with this, and if you watch my Founders Edition video, It's in the description down below. It shows that there are stickers in the Founders Edition. So that's another big thing that's different between the Founders Edition and the Premier Edition. There's some stickers in there. So before we continue, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on more content. It really helps the channel grow. So let's continue on with looking at this controller, which is what we're here for. Here we go. Here it is, the Google Stadia Premier Edition. And honestly, I personally like this one much better than the Founders Edition. It was good, but it wasn't that appealing. I think the color choices they made with the dark midnight blue, it wasn't that great. So overall, looks really nice, looks really clean. Okay, at the back you have your Google logo. You have some instructions over here about the warranty information. You have this right here. So this is quite interesting. So if you have any headphones, you can plug them in and you can use them to communicate with other people as long as they have a microphone attached. So holding on to the controller, it's a pretty good controller. One thing I don't like about this is that there's no rubber over here. It's all plastic. With that being said, what's going to happen is after you've been gaming for quite some time and your hands start to sweat, this might not be comfortable. I'm going to test it out when I play my video games and see how it works out after I do game for a little bit. Is it going to be comfortable? Is it not? And over here is your other triggers. Pretty decent and pretty durable from what it seems. Your USB-C charging port over here. Now let's look at these buttons. They're good. They're not that great, I would say. It does feel a little bit cheap, I would say, compared to what's on the market with the Xbox, with the PlayStation. It doesn't feel as premium as those controllers, but that's fine. I mean, this is just where Google is starting off at. Over here is just some options button and your Google voice assistant, so you can activate OK Google. Once again, I'm sorry if I activated that at your house. So you can press that, or you can use that for your voice assistant and take a screenshot, so on and so forth, which is for this. Now, when I was using my Founders Edition and I played around with it, one thing I did found out was that I couldn't record the gameplay. I only could take screenshots. I'm going to go into the app and I'm going to see if that same thing is still happening or if they have changed it. I think it's a feature that's going to be coming out in the future. And then for this is your home button or your Google Stadia button, which is going to take you to the home screen of your Google Stadia, as well as your main account. So you can select your games, you can exit your games, you can try different things using that. Now the joystick, let's take a look at this. Now the joystick does appear to be pretty premium. It's black at the top and this orange color scheme that was there for the Founders Edition as well. And it does look pretty nice and does feel pretty premium for the joysticks. But these buttons are pretty good as well. I didn't like this pad over here, but this is pretty much it for the Google Stadia controller and the Google Stadia Premier Edition. You get your controller, you get your Chromecast, and you get 3 free months of Google Stadia. Now, people were a little bit confused, including myself, when I first purchased Google Stadia, where it was that you would purchase this $180 gaming system, and then once again you're kind of paying a monthly subscription. I didn't like that, but Google kind of changed that up a little bit. They're saying that if you own a game, which you get to do once every month, you can play the game as much as you want to. It might not be for 4K, it'll be in HD quality, and you can still continue to play those games. Now, that being said, you can also buy games like the NBA games and other games that are on Stadia. Now, this is actually where Google is kind of starting off. To be honest with you, Google is a little bit further behind with this Stadia, direction that they're going with the Stadia product, because they're a little bit too late to the market. But I'm kind of interested to see where Google takes this in 2020, 2021 and beyond. As of right now, they don't have that many great game selections, but then again, they're just starting off. That being said, Microsoft has already announced, right when Stadia was launched, Microsoft already announced that they are coming out with their own online platform where you can play all different kinds of games. I'm not sure the actual number. If you know, make sure you comment down below. I'm kind of interested to see how Microsoft does it, if it's gonna be the same amount of monthly membership or not, but their platform is something to look out for. But that being said, I am really excited to use Stadia. I kind of want to see, like I mentioned, see how it turns out and what kind of future games they have with this platform. I kind of wish that they have Call of Duty. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Mobile. If you play Call of Duty, let me know in the comment section. And I've enjoyed that game. I kind of wish they bring Call of Duty Warzone to Stadia. That'd be pretty interesting, or even Call of Duty Mobile. But that's where we're at right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick unboxing of the Google Stadia Premier Pro Edition. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to make a separate video about my experiences with this Google Stadia and give you an honest review of this gaming system. That being said, this is strictly a tech channel, so I won't be doing any gaming reviews or gaming videos. If you do like gaming videos, I'll leave a link for my gaming channel, which I do, like, you know, Call of Duty video games. So that's where we're going to be ending off at. If you have any questions about the controller, the Chromecast, or just Stadia in general, let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe. Please share this video. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.